imagination.
This is 3D or 2D.com's Duh 3D Show.
Put on your 3D glasses now.
If you're wondering what the 3D stand for, they are discussion, debate, and the news. We hope that you enjoy the show. Get it? The show? Hello. This is Adolf, and I have with me Classic Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And today we're doing episode 108 of the 3D Show. So, it hasn't been that long, but it feels like we have a lot of stuff to talk about this week, at this time. So, Jake, what do you want to talk about first?
I guess let's talk about the Strange World trailer.
This came out of the blue for me. I was watching a commercial on YouTube, and then I was like, wait, now I was watching a video on YouTube, and this came up as a commercial, and I was like, I never heard of this. Is this from Disney? What? Okay. Oh, wait. Is this coming out in theaters? Is this coming out in 3D? I don't know. Huh. It looked cool. It definitely looked really pretty.
Yeah, when you first mentioned it to me, I was like going, okay, we both like Star Trek, and I thought the Star Trek show was Strange New Worlds, not Strange Worlds. So I was like even more confused. Then I realized, oh, this is a Disney animated movie. That might be 3D. So I check out the trailer. Okay. The art looks like it's based on pulp magazines from 100 years ago. And the art credits look like trailers from the 30s through the 50s. Great character designs, interesting characters. This world kind of looks like almost like stylized body systems. You know, you got looks like blood platelets and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, it has a Meet the Robinsons kind of vibe to it.
I agree, and I really did like it. For what it was, I'm game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm one of the few people that like to Meet the Robinsons too.
Now, I haven't seen Meet the Robinsons, but this specific trailer, I'm game. I'm always interested in different planets and universes, and yeah, this will be fun. Now, I don't know if it's a 3D release or if it's a theatrical release. That wasn't clear from either one of these this part of the trailer. This trailer. Yeah,
this is just a teaser, and this is Jake Gyllenhaal's second voice work movie. First time he got in the saddle was for Spirit Untamed.
Now, this actually is not going to get a theatrical release confirmed for France. You know why?
Why?
Because the French government has decided to put like a specific rule for theaters, a law. So this movie, if they don't have the I forget, there's like 3 or 4 months exactly amount of time between the theatrical and home release, then it can't get a theatrical release, so Disney is just going to go directly to Disney Plus for France.
Well, the U.S. guys shouldn't have pulled. This is just a tit for tat of some of the things that the French film industries felt that Hollywood has been trying to do to their cinema. And I don't agree with what they're doing, but hey, what do I know? It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. And the French, hey, sorry.
Now, this movie would absolutely gorgeously look in 3D. It would look beautiful in 3D.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's a rich environment that you're seeing, and it's out there, and it's fun. And it's just, yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing you want for an animated movie to be in 3D, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea if it's coming out. I never even heard of this movie. This is so weird.
Yeah, I hadn't either. This was not on my radar, and this is... this movie is geared too much for somebody like me, so I'm figuring it's going to bomb big time. Because my tastes are not mainstream at all. And like I said, I doubt very many kids are familiar with pulp magazines of 100 years ago.
Yeah, this reminds me a little bit of, which I really like it, but The Good Dinosaur, people did
Yeah,
not
a little
care
bit.
did not care about
Hmm.
that movie at all when it came out, and I liked it. It wasn't terrible or anything, but it was just,
Hmm.
you know, it was a flop for Disney back then.
Yeah. And so was Meet the Robinsons, which was a shame because Meet the Robinsons was really, really good.
So, yeah, I'm definitely game. And people, complain about Disney not having new properties or new franchises. Well, here is one right now. And if you don't
Hmm.
want, if you don't support it, well, guess what? You're gonna get your, Cars 7 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're going to have more trailers and tell us more about the story. But color me intrigued. I was impressed with. I mean, it looks beautiful. And bottom line, I made a film. If it doesn't, if the art isn't pleasing to you one way or another, you're not going to be interested in it.
Yeah, and it definitely is something that definitely would be great for animation. That way they could just unleash their minds and not have to worry about special effects. They could just do whatever the hell they want, and it looks like they're doing it here, and it looks a lot of fun. All right, next trailer, we have finally the official trailer for Black Adam.
Yeah, we do. And
And
boy, is it a mess.
yeah, I don't really know what's going on, but okay, sure.
I mean, we're starting off with a character that is so obscure uh, that I doubt most comic book fans, except the hardest of the hardcore nerds, are familiar with. Black Adam was a Golden Age character created by Otto Binder when he made one appearance. Then he got revived in the 80s and basically turned into Submariner minus the ocean, just the desert, but the same basic premise. And they turned him into an actually really good anti-hero. And this trailer just starts off with Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate saying, "What has your powers ever brought you?" And I'm like, we haven't even been introduced to the character in the trailer, and we don't know what his powers are or anything, or if he has powers. This trailer was a mess. They should have told us who this guy was, not this.
And they should have easily connected this with Shazam, which is a very popular and well-liked movie, and it is part of this source material.
Yeah. I mean, and the gag about when the guy hits him with the some kind of whip and it bends on his head, and then a guy gets punched and he goes flying into the sky, probably into the ocean. And then it goes, "We don't kill people," and that should have those scenes should have been reversed.
Like, I think having the wizard Shazam, Demon Hanashu, maybe explain things, and it's like, y'all know about my story about Shazam, but there was another person I gave these powers to, and it did not end well. And that's how you easy.
Hmm. Yeah, there was no I mean, oh, they would have been better off cutting most of that crap out they had, and just if they didn't want to say who he was, they should have just kept the plain stuff because that was good. Where he's flying and the jets are flying beside him, and he punches one down. That was good.
And I'm kind of surprised how hard Warner Brothers is hitting this with commercials, because I found it right away, and then I also found it on other trailers I saw on YouTube. And then when I went to go see Jurassic, I saw the trailer for Jurassic. I was like, damn, they're
Yeah,
really hitting this hard.
I know, but it's a terrible trailer. It's worse than Snake Eyes.
The people in the trailer in the theaters seem to be really excited for it. And I think obviously the big thing here is that Dwayne Johnson is at Black Adam, and that's going to be the reason people go see this, not because the trailer made it look good.
Yeah, after we left the theater, I had to explain to my companion. It took me 10 minutes to explain that trailer to them because they were confused.
And I mean, it's a weird. it's weird in that Warner Brothers lucked out with Dwayne Johnson wanting to be this role, and that it's been in development hell for so long because Dwayne Johnson is so much bigger than he was when he originally wanted this 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So now it's going to be pretty much a huge hit because of Dwayne Johnson, everybody loving him, and where this wasn't guaranteed before, and it may be a hit despite the trailer that gives you nothing. This is okay for a teaser, not for an official trailer.
Yeah, they've got time. They can put out a couple more trailers and fix this, because this is just confusion.
Yeah, I explained to my wife about this. It's like, huh, cool. I like Shazam. Okay, I like this. And it's like, I'm assuming that they're going to have, maybe not directly, but at least a post-credit scene in both this movie and Shazam's next movie, which is supposed to also come out this year, connecting them, and then maybe the next movie would be Shazam versus Black Adam or something, but not right off the bat. But it should have connected those dots because they have the same powers, for God's sakes. The same wizard gave them the powers. The same thing.
Yeah, at least. But then this trailer is so vague. I'm like wondering, oh shit! I wonder if they've completely changed Black Adam's backstory.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, for all we know, he may not even got his powers from the wizard Shazam. They may have ditched all of that and tried to make him a standalone outside of that continuity.
Maybe he got his powers from Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, and he just changed the universes because Marvel wouldn't pay him enough.
I wonder if Marvel or DC will ever actually play with that and have that joke in one of their movies about Shazam, or like the Marvels, will they have that, or will Shazam have that or something? Because it's such a weird thing that they fought over the rights over.
Yeah, I know. And try finding a Captain Marvel shirt from any of the Captain Marvels before Marvel's Captain Marvel. It's almost impossible.
I think it's also hilarious that,
I mean, I had a Big Red Cheese shirt in the 70s, but if I could even find it, there's no way I could fit my ass into it now. Maybe the cat could use it as a cat bed.
It's hilarious that Captain Marvel, both DC and the Marvel versions, have a lightning bolt.
Yeah, and then we got don't forget the Dale version, where his limbs can pop off.
And Carol Danvers and Carl Danvers are Supergirl's name is Carol Danvers, and then Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel. It's just silly.
Oh yeah, and there's Monica Rambeau, who is also Captain Marvel, and then there's of course Marvel, who was Captain Marvel, and there's an awful lot of Captain Marvels.
And the fact that Black Adam's trailer did not impress us, that's why we're talking about Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Because it had some action, but it just did it was just put together weird. It was confusing. It didn't tell you. The presentation at DC Fandom a couple of years ago was so much better than this trailer.
It bothers me. Maybe I'm just really weird, but it bothers me that his costume, the lightning bolt, is like not visible, like how it was for Shazam, and have the yellow there. It's like covered up in dirt, and it's like, just let me see the lightning bolt. It's cool. All right. So next thing is we got the first snapshot or picture from Indiana Jones 5, and of course, this is nothing special. We've known about Indiana Jones 5 for years now, and the picture itself is nothing special. It basically is the Indiana Jones 5 costume and outline of the character of Indy. But the only reason we're really talking about this is because Real D, the people that do a lot of 3D in America, they tweeted about that, and then it's like, oh yeah, we can't wait to see Indiana Jones 5 in 3D. And it's like, what? Okay, yeah.
They didn't say in 3D. They just posted. We just assumed. Did they ever answer anybody who asked if this is actually going to be 3D?
Correct.
Because I noticed on Twitter several people asked, did they ever answer directly?
No, they did not. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right there. But yeah, I did ask as there, but it is definitely interesting. Why would they post this if it's not 3D related? They don't post things that are not 3D related, so it makes perfect sense. So
So we're basing on that track record, we are making the assumption that this is going to be 3D, and I hope we're right, because that has the potential of being really awesome.
oh yeah, Indiana Jones, that whole adventure thing. I mean, Jungle Cruise proved that this is going to look so good in 3D. And this whole genre of adventuring would look great. Now, I guess we gotta talk about the big elephant in the room. What are your thoughts on the last Indiana Jones movie, The Crystal Skull?
It was terrible.
I liked it, even though it was stupid.
I had to be forced to sit through it. I kept wanting to leave.
It's so asinine and idiotic, but it is, for me, still a fun movie. It's just insanely ridiculous. But
I just can't. I just think about the nuclear refrigerator.
I mean, this is the same franchise that had, faces melting, the first one. So it's okay for me to have this. That is not too far of a bridge for me to cross, but it's fine. I thought it was a fun movie, and I don't hate it as much as other people do, but I understand why people hate it. But I thought it was fun. So I haven't seen 2 and 3. I heard 2 is really bad as well, and 3 is good, but I don't remember. I heard that correctly.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the second. It goes like this: Raiders is a masterpiece. Then crap, decent. Crystal Skull, terrible. So I look at it as Raiders, and then we have an Indiana Jones trilogy.
So it's like a Star Trek where the odd number ones are good, but the even number ones are bad. Is that the rule for Star Trek movies, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm. But Raiders of the Lost Ark is an incredible movie. The ones with Indiana Jones, that say Indiana Jones, not so much.
So, I'm really surprised that Harrison Ford is still up for this, because he's getting really old, and I give him credit for doing this, but he is getting up there in age.
Yeah, I figure if he's doing this, they must kill him off in the middle of the movie or something.
Because he's like 80 already, right?
I don't know. He managed to bring down a World War II airplane in a safe crash and walk away from it. So I guess he's in good enough shape to play Indy.
Well, he will be 80 this July, but he definitely has aged, and it's hard to do these kind of stunts when he's this old. So
it's hard to do it when it was hard for him to probably do it 20 years ago, man.
Yeah.
But damn, I imagine this is going to be mostly him replicated in CGI and stunt doubles. It'll be like the Roger Moore James Bonds.
And this movie has been in development hell forever, too.
Yeah. So hopefully they got a lot of stuff done during the pandemic, but who knows? I mean, James Mangold's a really good director, so...
I'm assuming... Now, I guess, are they going to drop the elements that were in Crystal Skull, like the sun or whatever, or are they going to just move on?
Oh, God, I hope. The less talk about that movie, the better.
So, yeah, because they were trying to, at least in this movie, get Shia LaBeouf to become the new Indiana Jones, but I don't think that's going to happen, and we haven't seen Shia LaBeouf in a while in movies, and major movies at least.
Yeah, he's about one step from being canceled.
I mean, he's been in some movies, but I mean, I'm seeing his IMDb right now, and I've never heard of the Honey Boy. I mean, I've heard of Peanut Butter Falcon, but I never seen it. And
Oh. Honey Boy's really good.
so
It's probably the best thing he's ever done.
I don't know. I'm going to assume that they just kind of forget.
I think he's decided he wants to do more serious stuff. And if Honey Boy is a sample of what he's got planned, he's going to make interesting movies.
Have you seen Peanut Butter Falcon or no?
I haven't seen Peanut Butter Falcon. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, it looked good. Oh, I did see Nymphomaniac, and that was an experience.
Yep.
But yeah, after Transformers, he kind of went into a bunch of smaller, independent kind of movies. So this would have been a good time for him to get a new franchise after Transformers ended. But he hasn't. So I'm not expecting him in this movie at all.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want it. I mean, and we're gonna find, and I think America's gonna find out on their love affair with Harrison Ford as an actor, whether he still got it one more time. I hope this is his last outing as Indy. After this, it would be embarrassment, probably.
Yeah. But, I mean, he was already really old in the last one. You already said I'm too old for this.
He was too old. He was getting too old. He was too old in the third one. I mean, I can remember in the theater people joking about who was older, him or Sean Connery.
And Sean Connery was supposed to be his dad, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they looked almost the same age. So I think they had Sean Connery in a beard.
So they've had Bible story, they had an alien story. What other things could they do for this movie?
Possibly the Peking Man or something similar.
Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. So it's
there was a script floating around for Atlantis that had people really excited for years and years. Maybe they might do a variation of the Atlantis story.
Okay. Yeah, but this has been in development for a long time. Like, I almost forgot that it was being developed and that it was going to come out eventually. I kind of assumed that they dropped it and just moved on. But
yeah, but I guess.
All right. What do you want to talk about next?
I don't know. See if I can find the list.
Da-dun.
Yeah.
Da-dun.
I'm looking.
Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun.
That's not going to help.
Da-dun.
It's not going to help.
You don't recognize the Jaws theme, Jake?
It's more like this. Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun. Okay, we're going to talk about Jaws in 3D.
The first Jaws, not the third Jaws.
Yeah, we're going to finally get a good Jaws movie in 3D.
So, yeah, this is weird, out of the blue news. It's just, I was not expecting this at all, but I'm happy about it. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
So, yeah, apparently E.T. and Jaws are coming out, but E.T. is not getting the 3D release, which is a shame because I think that would look really good in 3D as well. But Jaws...
The state of 3D, I'm happy to get anything.
Yeah, but Jaws having IMAX 3D, and they're going to re-release it for Labor Day, for September 2nd, and, I guess we got to talk about, what are your thoughts on the original Jaws and the Jaws series?
The original Jaws is a masterpiece. It's one of the finest movies ever come out of Hollywood. It's one of Spielberg's finest movies as well. It really does justice to the source material.
And the rest of the series?
It's pretty useless. The third one is my Sharknado.
So, I've only watched the first one, and I loved it. It's almost been 20 years since I watched it, which is insanely weird to think about, because I remember it coming out on DVD, and we're like, okay, I want to watch this. I've heard great things about it. It's summer, and I think it was 2002 when I rented the DVD, and it surprised the hell out of me because the DVD had like surround sound, and we just had the TV, but it managed to even still make it. So like I was hearing the birds flying the beach behind me, and I was like, but I don't have a speaker there. How does this work? But it's so awesome, and it's such an awesome story, and the shark looks fake as hell, but it works. It's good
Hey,
enough.
Jaws changed cinema history. It was the start of the big blockbusters, and Wall Street started putting money into Hollywood. And the merchandise machine went insane. When Jaws came out, almost everybody was walking around wearing Jaws t-shirts. Hell, I had 2 of my own. My dad had a Jaws necktie.
And like people, I don't know, I didn't live back then, but people are a lot more scared of sharks now than they were before Jaws came out.
Oh yeah, the neighborhood pool where I lived. You know how they got people out of the pool at closing time? They would play the Jaws theme. That was standard things that places would do. You know, the pool, it's closing time, and then and people would nervously laugh and get out of the water real fast. It was hysterical.
Now, this is IMAX 3D re-release, and I didn't know they were making this. So cool that it's going to be released. Now, IMAX 3D has been quite a, how do I put this, difficult thing to find lately. They have some stuff here and there, but they don't always have everything, and sometimes those release dates and times are awful. So we'll be lucky to find it. I'm definitely interested in reviewing this. I want to review this, but it might only come out in like 5 places in the U.S. and it might be like on a Wednesday afternoon, and it's like okay.
Yeah.
But still, if it is available near us, I definitely want to review this. And I really love the first Jaws. If anything, it's one of those movies that has aged like wine, because I know people were like thinking about the pandemic and Jaws, and like this guy was like, I don't want to shut down. This is the busy summer, busy season, and people were like, that's so unrealistic. People would shut down if something bad was happening, and the pandemic came, and like, yeah, people don't want to shut down if something bad is happening. They want to continue on.
Yeah.
They'll just let people die.
Yep. And now they just pretend like it's not happening.
Now, I love Jaws. I don't remember it being shot in a way that would be great for 3D. Maybe I haven't seen it in so long that I've forgotten, but I just don't know. I mean, some movies that were before 3D time that would look great in 3D because how the shots and how the camera angles. I don't remember Jaws being in that way, but they might surprise me.
Well, neither was Wizard of Oz, but it was still made a very effective 3D movie.
So, yeah.
I just hope they're smart. I just hope they're smart enough to go deep with the 3D. Don't do like they did with Jurassic World Dominion.
So, yeah, it's exciting to finally see Jaws in the big screen again, and this IMAX 3D conversion. Awesome news. And when I posted this on a little Facebook group, 3D Facebook, 3D holdouts and 4K friends or something, people are excited as hell to see this. They're really, it's 3D holdouts and 4K converts. I posted this and people were like, get your popcorn ready. That was from Michael Hibberts. Charles Toruna, which is the admin, said, we should assume this is a theater exclusive. If you're a 3D enthusiast, we will have to go to the movies. And then Sean Rowley said, holy smokes. Matthew Wolfung says, I love you, IMAX, for bringing back IMAX 3D. Too good for all USA. So, people,
Yeah, and Universal, if you're listening, I thank you for releasing a Jaws 3 in 3D on the disc. I will be forever grateful. And I hope you find it in your hearts to release this Jaws 1 on Blu-ray somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
Because I will purchase it sight unseen.
Because we've had this experience where IMAX 3D stuff comes out and we never see it again.
Yeah, Thriller. Yeah. But right now, Michael Jackson's problematic.
But yeah, still though, we've seen plenty of movies that get 3D conversions, and we never seen them ever come out in 3D Blu-ray. And if you did not see it in the theaters, you never see it in 3D, and it's just sad.
Yeah. Astro Boy.
Alpha, Alpha, love that dog movie, love it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's go from one tragic story to a bunch of other ones. Ezra Miller, what the hell's wrong with you? We told you, I talked to you about this before, and now you're grooming a kid? What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with them. I do not know. I mean, I guess he took Be Gay, Do Crimes to heart.
It seems like there's...
They got the wrong message. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
About...
I'm just going to try to say the name. But yeah, Ezra, come on. Every week there's something new.
They just...
Yeah. Ezra, get your... What is going on? Warner Brothers, are they going to have to, kill off him from Flash? Is that going to be something that they just have to redo because they just are tired of it? Because... Or they're going to have to... I mean... Warner's better step in, because at this point, I'm guessing they have several $100 million invested in this Flash movie. And if he keeps this up, well, they keep this up, excuse me. They are going to, it's going to kill this movie so badly that they couldn't even release it on streaming. Yeah.
Much less a proper theatrical release.
Just in case you're not sure, Ezra Miller considers is trans, and that Ezra likes to be called they as a pronoun instead of him. So we're trying our best to either just say the name, yeah, and or say they, like they will not.
And this has nothing to do with Ezra Miller. I don't care what you think about them. It is respect to the trans community.
Yeah.
It is not showing respect or disrespect to Ezra Miller.
So this story
shows respect to the entire community. I hope I made that clear.
Yeah. I think it's clear. So all right, this is from Los Angeles Times, not a fake news place. They said the parents of an 18-year-old from North Dakota have obtained a protective order against the Flash star Ezra Miller from a scandal invading the actor to contend with another scandal, and that they're trying to find him, and they can't find him to serve him papers. Find them. You can't find Ezra. So there's a lot been talk about grooming lately, and a lot of that talk is crazy crap but this actually looks like illegitimate grooming, and it's disgusting, it's horrible, and I just can't imagine why someone would want to do this. But yeah, it looks like he was grooming somebody, and I don't want to, I don't know the name of the person that's been groomed, and I think they're 18 now, but they weren't 18 then. So, it's just nasty. I don't want to talk about it, but we don't know what the hell is going to happen with the Flash movie because of this. Because this is like the 5th time we talked about Ezra Miller, and something has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if it was, okay, that happened 5 years ago, he's been quiet since, or they've been quiet since. Ezra has not been quiet since. Ezra keeps getting in trouble every other week. Every month there's something new. This is unsustainable, and Ezra needs help. So
yeah, and the fact that we haven't seen Ezra lately, just hearing about them in the news. I mean, for all we know, Ezra's laying dead in a ditch somewhere. We don't know. I mean, but that's a real possibility. It seems they are so out of control right now that they are a danger to themselves and others.
And it's just disgusting. And going from another disgusting thing, the quote-unquote win, which is still ugly because, yes, Amber Heard lost most of it, but the lawsuit against Johnny Depp. But she did win some of it. But the situation was still horrible for both people.
Uh-huh.
There was definitely abuse on both ends, and one was definitely worse than the other. And I definitely think Johnny Depp was bad as well. But I think Amber Heard was worse. So, but
Mhm.
there's definitely shit in both beds now.
Yeah, and it was no surprise to me that Johnny Depp filed a suit in the States after his devastating loss, which cost him the Harry Potter franchise and possibly any chance of being part of any future Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So I don't blame him for the countersuit. And Amber Heard should not have written that editorial that was supposed to be anonymous and about no one in particular, and it obviously was. But to me, the most damning thing was the audio tape of her mocking Johnny Depp. That was what turned me away from even listening to her anymore. And then the fact that she had similar behavior with past partners. So then I was strictly okay. I listened to her. I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but it looks like Johnny Depp uh, is telling the truth in this situation more so than she is.
Yeah, and it looks like Johnny Depp will be able to make a recovery some way in Hollywood.
Hmm.
I kind of think Amber Heard's career is dead, at least for now.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest movie she was in was Aquaman, and everything else before that was relatively small and not a big hit. I mean, yeah, so we don't. It's been confusing to know how much she is in Aquaman 2. But I think maybe they cut her down before this happened, because apparently they said the chemistry wasn't there with Momoa and her. But
Yeah, it wasn't there in the first movie.
so I don't. I'm still assuming that she's in the movie sometime, but maybe a much reduced role. Maybe she was in the movie 10 minutes and now she's in the movie 2 minutes or something. You
Or
know.
maybe who knows what's going to happen. I mean, this is just so Hollywood is just so weird at times about things. Uh, I mean, because I really thought Warner's jumped the gun when they fired Depp. I mean, Mads Mikkelsen got the shot, and he was great in the part, but the movie had no bank, and I really don't think that had to do with the taking Depp out of the movie. I just think the Harry Potter franchise it's run its course, and people are just t- are more tired of it. I don't think people are like getting woke and like going, "Oh, I'm not going to watch this because Rawlings is a bigot and Johnny Depp." So I think he's beating his wife and crap like that. I just think people are they loved it when they were kids and they just and their kids don't like it and they're over it. I just think it's a franchise that's was run into the ground.
Yeah, and I definitely think Fantastic Beasts didn't have a plan for that. It was just make things up as they go along, and it really had the connections with Harry Potter were very weak and not direct, and it wasn't. It didn't make sense. I mean, look, the prequels and Star Wars, at least they made some kind of sense in your mind that okay, they weren't originally planned to be that way, but then okay, they have a plan for this movie series, but they didn't have a
Yeah.
plan for Fantastic Beasts. And
Well, the prequels to Harry Potter and Star Wars suffer from the same thing. Nobody cares. Everybody wants to see the original cast in an adventure. Like everybody wants to see Harry grown up and her and Hermione and Ron. They don't care about these new characters, not really.
it's very hard to make a prequel because people are going to live and die because they have to be in certain movies. So you really are in a box, and you really have to do an amazing job with the script to make it something special. because not all stories need to have the backstory. You could just gloss over things and that's okay. I would like backstory for all movies and stuff, but sometimes the movie could be fine without it. So I was fine without learning about the prequels. I didn't need that, and I don't like the prequels. So I know people like the prequels now, but I definitely think I definitely think prequels suck. So it wasn't needed, and a lot of prequels are not needed or wanted. They just, okay, that's something new. But there's very few prequels I feel like really justify their existence.
Yeah, it's just an easy way to make cash. Every once in a while, something interesting comes from it.
So, yeah, I think none of the Fantastic Beasts movies are great. I think they're kind of good, maybe a little bit better than people maybe think, but none of them are great. None of them I've seen more than once, or none of them I really want to see more than twice, So
yeah, and some of them had great 3D, and then when they ceased having 3D, I was like, bye.
So yeah, it's just a mess, and apparently Amber Heard says that she can't pay for it, which I don't see how she can't. But fine, I don't trust her word anymore. So
yeah, well, she's supposedly she's supposedly getting $4 million from Warner Brothers for something, but who knows? At this point, there's so much erroneous reporting, even from legit sources. I would take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
When it comes to the character of Mara, I wouldn't be surprised if she's in it or not in it or recast. Neither scenario would surprise me.
Now, Aquaman 2 is supposed to come out in March of next year. Do you think it might get delayed because of this, or do you think it's going to stick?
If it sticks, I would say she's in it. If it changes, I would say she's not in it.
Aquaman Lost Kingdom is the official title, not Aquaman 2, but just for,
everybody's calls it Aquaman 2 right now.
So yeah, it's just ugly, and it was like one of the bigger stories of this spring, early summer. And we don't like talking about it because it's so ugly and sad, but it is going to affect the movies at 3D movies. So we have to talk about it. And
a little bit, and we're trying not to take sides, but sometimes some stuff happens, and that some evidence is so egregious, you go, But then again, we don't know any of these people. We're never going to meet any of these people. But their actions do affect what we see on our movie screens, and it's what we talk about is what's on our movie screens.
All right, let's move on here to a Marvel thing. Since DC has been in a dumpster fire for almost a decade now.
yeah, we can just like roast s'mores on their dumpster fire.
I mean, Shazam was great.
yeah, Shazam was great.
Okay, so Marvel is going to have a Thunderbolts movie, which, and now they have Jake Schreier as director. Okay, I guess, who are the Thunderbolts? Why should we care?
Okay, Thunderbolts are a cool character that a lot of people like to compare to the Suicide Squad. And it's not a bad comparison. I hate these fanboys that go, "Oh, if you think they're if you think they're the same, you don't read comics." They're more the same than you will admit, but they are different. They're similar premises though, but the Thunderbolts is one of the cooler concepts at Marvel. There's no way they can do it like the comics because Norm Osborn isn't going to run them, and I wouldn't want him to. Basically, what it is, it's the government gets a bunch of villains and anti-heroes, and they give them a chance to redeem themselves. Occasionally, they've even masqueraded as the Avengers, in which they were known as I don't know if they got a spin-off comic, Dark Avengers or something like that, but every once in a while, like Bullseye impersonated Hawkeye, stuff like that.
Now, this director, Jake Schreier, has been in quite a lot of small stuff, not anything big like this. I think Robot on the Frank was supposed to be one of the bigger ones. That was like a robot and an old person story, and it's just been a lot of small stuff. So this would be a big.
It's where Feige gets his he goes after indie directors who've got a vision, and he's been really spot on with his choices, pretty much.
So yeah, I haven't seen any of this work going on IMDb, so yeah, I don't know anything about that, but it okay, cool. No idea when this is going to come out. It's just in the pipe works, and
we don't even know which characters are going to be in it. I mean, we can speculate on characters that exist. I mean, we might get Winter Soldier. We might get the blonde version of Black Widow. Yelena. We might get Hawkeye. Who knows? I mean, there's lots of characters we could get.
I think in the newest thing, it's Red Hulk, Deadpool, Elektra, Venom, and Punisher, which is one hell of a combination there. Now Deadpool.
Yeah, we haven't been introduced to a Red Hulk, but I'm wondering if the character's going to show up in She-Hulk.
Yeah, Deadpool, Elektra, Venom, and Punisher. I'm fine just keeping the ones we already have.
Mm-hmm. And I figure we might get Abomination, because why else would Tim Roth show up in Doctor Strange? He's too big of an actor to show up for something little like that.
Zemo.
There's a payoff. Zemo would be a great choice. In fact, I would, of all the characters they've got he would be the guy I would choose to run it.
Yeah.
But then probably somebody like Justin Hammer I would put him in there as in the Norman Osborn position.
So yeah, I think it definitely could work, and I think they've already gotten the seeds in this in various TV shows and movies.
Yeah, and we'll probably have Val in there, and probably a General. I don't know if we'll have what they'll do about General Ross.
Yeah, because he just recently passed, right?
Yeah, William Hurt. Passed on. I don't know if they're going to recast the character or create another general. I guess we'll find out, because isn't his character supposed to be in She-Hulk?
I think so.
We'll find out
very soon. And that She-Hulk trailer I really liked too. I don't know if you've seen Miss Marvel, but I adored that first episode. I can't wait to see more of that.
It was cute. It was enough that I'll keep watching.
All right.
They really changed the character a lot from the comics, but I mean, they kept the personality mostly, but they really changed her powers and her origin.
Yeah.
And I howled laughing about some of the stuff, because it's like, even though I'm not Muslim, I did grow up in a Muslim country, so I really related to some of her trials and tribulations with her family.
Now, of course, that's being review bombed by savages who given it.
Of course.
But I think it's fantastic. I loved it. Great style and just so much personality. I really loved it. So
yeah, that's why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get an extended nice thing coming on Labor Day. No Way Home Spider-Man gets re-released with the extended cut, the quote-unquote more fun stuff edition.
Ooh, I hope we get it in 3D.
I hope so too, but I'm not going to count on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Very seldomly do we get extended versions in 3D. Not everybody loves us as much as Peter Jackson does.
Now, I'm not sure. So it's going to be an extended edition of Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm not 100% sure if all the deleted scenes that they're going to put back in the movie were on the Blu-ray release or DVD, or if there are other stuff that they're holding out on us. I don't know. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody's Labor Day plans are set. Well, I'm just going to wait and see when tickets go on sale to see if it's 3D or not.
I mean, we're going to be able to see Jaws before that, and Spider-Man No Way Home before, and they're on there too. It's going to be actually a decent September now.
Yeah.
before we had nothing. So
until Avatar 2.
well, Avatar 1 is going to get the IMAX re-release as well, the original. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming that 3D really released as well, but who knows?
Yeah, and then sometime we got to draw straws. Who's going to review Minions?
Oh yeah. I might have to bite the bullet on that piece of turd. But
yeah, has tickets gone on sale yet?
I don't know. I saw the trailer for that in 3D in front of Jurassic, and I was like, 3D doesn't look good here. It doesn't. The movie is just like a big scene with the airplane. I was like, okay.
Well, I'm not going to trash it because it looked so much better than the movie that it played before.
Yeah.
But it didn't look nearly as good as Avatar did. Yeah, and my audience was oohing and ahhing during the Avatar trailer. I could tell most of them didn't go see Spider-Man in 3D because they hadn't seen the trailer yet. Because it is first time you see it, it's like ooh, oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some scenes here and there that definitely look great. The jungle scenes look great. The one in the water where they're like reaching to the screen with the fish. Yeah, they look great in 3D. So we'll see. But yeah, next up, the last major topic here is a video game movie becoming a reality. Not sure when, but Duke Nukem is going to be happening as a movie.
Time for a reboot.
And the people from Cobra Kai are the ones working on this.
It has possibilities. I mean, yeah, I prefer Castle Wolfenstein, but I did play the first Duke Nukem a few times and enjoyed it a lot. And he is an interesting character.
Damn, I'm good.
And would make an awesome movie.
Hail to the king, baby.
If they're handling it right.
Yeah, you can always mishandle Mortal Kombat.
Well, okay. Because Duke Nukem, I don't know if it is a parody of Macho Man or he is a Macho Man stereotype.
I've always took it as a parody, but then again, what do I know?
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
But he hasn't had a game in like years, and the last game was in development hell for years. Duke Nukem Forever, and when it finally did come out, everyone hated it, and so he hasn't been in the popular culture for a long time.
Damn, I hate disco. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
But the
fact that I know him and I'm familiar with him ought to tell you everything you need to know, because I've always gravitated towards the obscure, the unknown, and the failure. Yeah, I can smell out a failure a mile away and embrace it. I'm like the curse. I like it. Chances are it's going to bomb. That's just the way it's always been. But hey.
I played through the hell of the 64 one. That was a lot of fun back then. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And, his machismo, his one-liners, if they don't handle that right, it could get really, really bad really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So if because he could totally be politically incorrect and totally be offensive and
born to be wild,
sexist.
Oh, you must be a parking ticket, 'cause you got fine written all over you, baby.
And macho and machismo and just that garbage.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they can, because John Cena was signed on to do this for a long time. I'm hoping they can keep him or get him to re-sign on, because he would be perfect. He's got the acting chops. He's got the looks. I mean, he's got that comedic flair, and he's got great timing. I would love to see him as Duke Nukem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was awesome in the Peacemaker TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Superman's an alien. He's got a poop fetish.
What?
Oh, yeah. He uber-liebes the old shizes. I understand it.
Where do you get this nonsense?
Google.
Well, it's not true.
You know more than Google? Well, congratulations.
Oh, I absolutely adore Peacemaker. and other people do too, because now I get compliments on my Peacemaker T-shirt.
So yeah, Cobra Kai. I've heard great things. I haven't watched it, but I've heard that they are a great show reboot of Karate Kid, and I think they've also done other comedies like Hot Tub Time Machine and
Yeah, Hot Tub Time Machine's a hoot.
So it's in good hands. Let's hope for the best.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
So I mean, for people that have not heard of Duke Nukem, the most famous thing he was famous for is being a macho man, and two, having a bunch of one-liners, which I'm going to include here in this podcast.
Hail to the king, baby.
And also, you could go to strip clubs and pay the strippers to take off their clothes.
Don't worry, girls. There's plenty of Duke to go around. So many babes. So little time.
So they had nudity in back in the early 90s, female breasts, and that was a big thing. Oh, look how you could, go pee the urinal and then go tip the strippers money and see some boobies. So that was a big thing then. I'm assuming this movie would be R-rated, and it should be. It have boobies, but I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. They're probably going to try to PG-13 it, like everything else these days, it seems.
It's
except
hard.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Except Jaws.
That was rated G.
I would be surprised if Jaws keeps its rating, but who knows? I hope they don't cut it.
Now, I did ask for the patrons to give us something, and they did provide. So, are you ready for a quiz that the patrons have created for you? I have to read it so I know the answers, but are you ready?
Sure.
All right. While there have been many 3D films that are numbered sequels, most do not go past number 3. Question. Of all the movies released in 3D with numbered sequels, what is the greatest number in the title?
7.
Okay. What movie is that for?
Saw 7.
Was that a 3D movie?
I don't remember, but I do know there were more than 7 Saw movies, and there were some 3D ones.
Okay. Well, the specific one that our patron, Mr. Bengal, gave us was, here's a hint. It's the 5th film in the franchise. Do you want to guess, or you have no idea?
I have no idea other than a Saw movie. That's the only ones I can think of that went that deep into 3D, that had a number in it.
All right. The answer was Final Destination 5.
The ones that I can't keep one movie straight from the other, because they're all pretty much the same movie over and over and over again.
Just like Jurassic.
Yeah. At least with Final Destination, the kills are interesting.
Yeah. Technically, Furious 7 was released in 3D outside the US, but it didn't actually get the Furious 7 in the title per se, so it's a technicality. Yeah. All right, here's a 3D Blu-ray question.
Okay.
You're not allowed to look into your collection, so no peeking.
I won't. I'm not looking. I can't access it anyway, so.
All right. Almost all the cases are blue or clear, but there is one that has a different colored case. Which 3D Blu-ray has a case that is neither blue or clear?
I actually own several. Some came in metal cases only. Yeah, my, what's that one that Johnny Depp begins with an I? That came in a metal case.
Well, okay, I won't count the steel cases from Best Buy because that's a whole different thing.
Well, this is a French only release. It's the only place that got a 3D release.
Oh, okay.
And I've had several come in black cases.
Okay. Well, this specific one that he's looking for is a case that is in red color. You know which one that is?
No, I have never purchased a 3D Blu-ray in a red case.
All right, give up.
Yeah, I give up because I've never purchased one in a red case.
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
My copy did not come in a red case.
All right, the last one here is of the website. Now, fans of the 3D show knows that, he has a little jingle, and the movie reviews also has a little jingle beginning with, it says, kind of like a play off of, let's all go to the lobby. Well, which specific team member was responsible for making this version of the song?
I have no idea.
All right, it was Miss Kristen. Kristen, I had the idea to make it like that because I don't think anyone actually owns the copyright for "Let's Go to the Lobby" jingle, but it's just kind of a memorable thing and it's a fun little way to have intro. So I let her kind of have that play with it, and I liked the way we did it, and that's why we have the movie reviews with that intro. And it's just kind of a fun way to have the intro that's pretty quick. So, yes, it was a play on let's go out to the lobby and get ourselves some drinks and snacks. Little ad before the movie theater, because you all know the movie theaters make money on snacks and drinks and not on movies. So... And I knew that quite well because when I went to go see Jurassic this weekend, I paid for like a $7 Coke.
Ouch.
So, yeah. $7 Coke, I could have gotten like a whole 12-pack.
Yeah.
So, yep. So that is it for this.
So I failed another of Mr. Bungle's quizzes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Bungle. I'm an idiot.
Now, New Jake has some answers here. Not sure if the MCU would count for the first question, but like Avengers movies, Thor movies, Captain America, Toy Story are all kind of different colors. Ant-Man apparently used a black case, so I didn't know that. And he thought that you did the jingle of the music. Classic Jake, do you have the skills to do some audio editing and make a jingle music?
Hell no.
It's okay. Not everyone has those abilities. It's a lot of work.
Oh, I'm glad he has so much faith in me, but I can tell you that I could not. You would still be waiting for that jingle.
I forgot to mention this for Black Adam. Did you see the poster for this?
Nope.
All right. It just basically is a portrait of a side portrait of Dwayne Johnson in his costume, and the tagline here is atrociously bad. Like, oh my god, 1990s level comic book movie bad.
What is it?
The world needed a hero. It got Black Adam.
Are we sure this isn't for Duke Nukem? That sounds like something you'd use for Duke Nukem.
Wow, how bad is that? So, yeah.
But we're gonna get Dr. Fate in this movie.
I mean, the casting here, I really do love the casting of Black Adam. Pierce Brosnan is awesome as Dr. Fate.
Yep.
So, yep. That is all of the recent news for early summer of 2022. We're just trying to survive here. But we got some 3D movies coming out soon. We got Lightyear, we got Minions, and we got, I think, Super Pets, within the next month or so. And we just have our Jurassic review up, so...
yeah, I need to look and see if there's any place near me going to show Lightyear in 3D.
Oh, and like Lightyear actually got, like, they formatted it for IMAX, which is awesome that they're able to do that, but I don't see any IMAX 3D, which is like, come on. If they have the format for that, and they have the 3D for that, they couldn't make that together. They couldn't, IMAX. Sometimes I want to love them, but sometimes they make me really angry.
I think they didn't renew their contract with Real or whatever, but maybe they'll do it for Avatar 2. Who knows? We'll find out.
Yeah,
because 3D right now is on its last legs. A lot of things are going to determine is what Avatar does.
Yep, and I think if Avatar is a failure, guess what? Marvel may continue doing the 3D, but they may run out of gas sooner than later. just because they already have that machine going. It's easier to continue that machine once it's got started.
Yeah.
They don't want to necessarily fire the staff and get everything going, but
Mhm.
other movies, they don't necessarily have to have it. Like that
Yeah.
that animated movie from Paramount with the dog that's training looks terrible. What is that called? You remember that movie?
No. But there's been an awful lot of terrible Paramount movies. Secret Life of Pets.
Paws of Fury.
Yeah, that one's terrible. That even sounds terrible.
So yeah, that movie, I have no idea that's a 3D movie, and that's an animated movie, and you would think that would be pretty easy to convert, but I have no idea. All the trailers for it have not mentioned 3D, and it's coming out pretty soon. So I don't know if that's going to get one or not, and
I hope it doesn't, because if it does, I'm probably going to be the one stuck reviewing it.
yeah, Paws of Fury. It looks like they're trying to be self-aware and have jokes, but then even if you are self-aware, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're still good. You could be self-aware and still be a bad movie.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yep. Try to cool down in the movie theater in this hot summer, and still be careful about COVID. I know people have kind of given up on caring, but it's still out there, and it can still hit you.
Yeah.
So far, I think no theaters are at all interested in closing down anymore unless there's something really, really worse. But, Tom Cruise made a ton of money with Maverick. So I wish Maverick was 3D because it looked great.
Yeah.
But
I wish it was 3D too. I would have checked it out.
oh yeah, I watched that in theaters and I really enjoyed it. Still, it's just, I don't think, with so many movies making so much money, I think they're really happy to just continue it on. So watch the movies in 3D. Watch Jaws in 3D, because if you may not never get a chance to see it again,
And Jaws is well worth seeing on the big screen if you've never seen it on the big screen.
That theme song is iconic for a reason. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And there's just so many cool details that are lost on a small TV screen when you watch Jaws. Heck, even if you can only see it in its original 2D format, you can see it on the big screen. Go see it. Jaws is well worth seeking out. It's one of Spielberg's best.
And if Jaws 3D is a huge hit, they may make more of these. We had no idea who they were going to happen.
Columbia may finish their conversion of Ghostbusters, the original, because there were rumors flying around about 10 years ago of them releasing the original Ghostbusters in 3D, and they were working on it. Who knows? We might get to see that, maybe.
Yeah.
Or Disney might release the prequels of Star Wars, and they were converting them. And they did release Episode 1 to theaters.
Yeah. You just have to, if you really support 3D and really love 3D and listening to this podcast, you love 3D, you need to support it in the theaters, because you may not ever get to see it again. And because there's no guarantee the 3D Blu-ray coming out. I was honestly surprised and happy that No Way Home got a 3D release on Blu-ray after the fact that it came out. But cool, it still got a 3D Blu-ray release. So that's awesome. That definitely is awesome. And if there's enough demand, they'll continue it. If there's not demand, they're not going to. So you have to put your money where your mouth is and support 3D movies in theaters, or else they'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I guess it's going to be it for us. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, as this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, Mr. Bengal 5, Kevin Winter, and Alex Folk, for your financial support on Patreon.com. You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Thank you for either listening or watching this podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
There's only two ways this can end, and in both of them, you die.